Okay, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order our meeting of the Fillmore City Council, and we're going to start with our Pledge of Allegiance. So I'll ask Councilmember Garnica to lead us in the pledge.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll have a roll.
Councilmember Brogy?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Mendez?
Here.
Mayor Villaseñor?
Here.
Councilmember Garnica?
Present.
Okay, thank you. Our next agenda item is the approval of the agenda, and I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Okay, I have a first. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, we move on down to our agenda item number 5. Come on in, we do have some more seats up here. There's, I think, 4 of them up here in the front. And that is, the first is the oath of office for incoming District 1 Council Member Mario Rodriguez. All right, and I'll turn that over to Olivia Carrera Lopez, our city clerk.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, city staff, residents of Fillmore, and honored guests who are here as well. It is my honor and my privilege to administer the oath to Mr. Rodriguez. Can everyone see him? I want you to see my back. I want you to see him, okay? Can you see him? Mama? Can you see? Let me come over here so you can see your son. Come over here so you can see your son. Just give me a shot. I want her to see. Yeah, you move him right for me, please. I want you to see him. Okay? You're welcome. Yeah. Okay, this is hard for me to. Okay. Come this way. Okay. Please raise your right hand. And repeat after me. I, please state your name,
Mario Alberto Rodriguez,
do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign or domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that you take this obligation freely
that I will take the obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of
evasion,
evasion,
that I will and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which
upon which
I am about to enter.
I am about to enter.
This completes the oath. Congratulations, Councilmember Rodriguez. Just give us a few moments, please.
And big congratulations to Councilmember Rodriguez. And he needs to officially make it official by signing documents. Welcome to the dais, Mario Rodriguez. Wonderful. On behalf of the whole City Council, and if any council members would like to say comments, we welcome you, Mario. We look forward to having you here on the dais with us. Thank you for serving Fillmore.
Yeah, I'd just like to say, Mario, thanks for stepping up. I know you've got a very busy life, and I really appreciate the fact that you were willing to step up and give back to your community. And it's I don't know, you're going to make us proud.
Yes, a couple little pointers on here. You do have to sit up quite a bit, these chairs, and the on-off switch for the mic. All right. Well, that was wonderful. We'll move on now to our next presentation, and that is honoring Army Staff Sergeant retired Mark Dominguez for service to the country and to the community. So, Mr. Dominguez was the Grand Marshal this year in our Fillmore Veterans Parade, and I want to thank Ernie Villegas for coming to the city, for bringing this to us to honor Mr. Dominguez. We really appreciate it, and as you know, I will read a resolution, Mr. Dominguez, commending you and your service, and that way for all to hear on the mic, and then I'll come down and to give you this particular commendation. Commending Army Staff Sergeant retired Mark Dominguez in recognition of honorable military and community service. Whereas Army Staff Sergeant retired Mark Dominguez served honorably in the United States Army from 1965 to 1968, including service in Germany and Vietnam during the historic Tet Year of the Monkey, where he demonstrated exceptional leadership, dedication, and bravery. And whereas Mark attained the rank of Sergeant E6, served as a military police officer, and earned numerous honors, including the Army Commendation Medal, Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, and recognition as a distinguished expert in rifle and pistol marksmanship. And whereas, following his military service, Mark dedicated himself to public service as a peace officer with the Fillmore Police Department, rising to interim chief of police, and was recognized in 1972 as Fillmore Policeman of the Year. And whereas, Mark continues his lifelong commitment to service as senior legal administrator at the law offices of Ranama Law, helping secure justice and fair compensation for injured workers. And whereas Mark is a Ventura County native, devoted husband to Loira Dominguez, father of 3, and an inspiration to all through his service to his country, community, profession, and family. Now, therefore be it resolved that I, Cristina Villaseñor, Mayor of the City of Fillmore, and on behalf of the Fillmore City Council, do hereby commend and honor Army Staff Sergeant retired Mark Dominguez for his exemplary military service, his decades of dedicated public service, and his continued commitment to helping and uplifting others. We offer our sincere gratitude and ask all those present to join us in recognizing Mark for his extraordinary contributions to our nation and our community. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Fillmore, California, to be affixed this 9th day of December, 2025. Thank you, and congratulations.
This is not just mine. They sit over there, the veterans of Vietnam, the veterans of the service, the veterans of the Fillmore Police Department. When it was the Fillmore Police Department, we were small, but we were good. Period. Thank you very much. This will go on a wall somewhere, somehow, very quickly. Thank you very much. God bless you. Merry Christmas to all of you.
And I'll ask my fellow council members if they'd like to say some words of commendation to Mr. Dominguez.
Thank you, Mr. Dominguez, for your service to our country, to your service, for your service to our community. Thank you so much.
Sergeant Dominguez, thank you so very much for what you've done for our country and the service, not just to the country, but also to our community. Job well done. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to echo those words. As a fellow veteran, really appreciate your service and especially seeing time in theater. Thank you so much for all your service and all you've done for the community and for the country.
Mr. Dominguez, thank you so much for your service. We all appreciate you.
You are a treasure, Mr. Dominguez, and thank you for being an inspiration for all of us here in the community. Thank you.
As I said before, it was all worth it. It was worth every second.
And I just want to make sure that got on the mic that Mr. Dominguez's response was, it was all worth it. So all those listening will hear it as well. Thank you. Okay, we move on also to another wonderful presentation and honoree this evening. And that is honoring Nancy Rodriguez Hernandez with the Community Spirit Award. We have Nancy here. Where's Nancy? There she is. Okay. I brought this forward to council, and I have a few words to say. I'm so pleased that the city of Fillmore tonight is honoring Nancy Rodriguez Hernandez with our Fillmore Community Spirit Award. Nancy has been an exemplary member of our Fillmore community for years, and she truly personifies volunteerism, leading by example, and being a change maker for the betterment of our community, and particularly the children in our community. Just so that everyone has a little bit of background on Nancy, she has worked for over 25 years in communications. She is a Golden Mike award-winning journalist and radio broadcaster. She is currently the anchor and producer for iHeartMedia's Total Traffic and Weather. And she is also serves as an adjunct professor in the communications department at Cal Lutheran University. And does so much more, which you're just going to hear about, which is going to blow your mind. And she's also currently here in town co-chair of the board of directors for One Step a la Vez. Here in Fillmore, Nancy has dedicated herself to community service. She served for 2 years, plus, I think almost over 2.5 years as our commissioner and a chair of our city's Cultural Arts and Recreation Commission. She's an incredible mom and advocate for her son, Noah, who is on the autism spectrum. Nancy's belief that Noah and all children with special needs should have the opportunity to thrive and experience the joy of recreational sports and community programming and events, all that joy that it brings out in all of us. She's a board member for Fillmore AYSO and has led Fillmore ASO's EPIC League for Children with Special Needs. And EPIC stands for, I believe, Everyone Plays in Our Community. Nancy hasn't stopped there. She kept going. Under her leadership and initiative, the city of Fillmore established the Legends Basketball League, open to all Fillmore children with special needs to have fun and learn the game of basketball. She's also established sensory-friendly gathering areas and special admission times for our citywide Trunk or Treat event, our May Health and Wellness Fair with our school district, and this week, there's going to be a special night on Friday for our special kiddos to have churros, chocolate, and meet Santa at our fire station prior to our community-wide holiday giveaway event. Nancy, on behalf of the city of Fillmore, thank you for all you've done to make our city more inclusive for children and their families. You are a real inspiration of Si Se Puede. It can be done. and a wonderful example of community service and spirit. Thank you. I'll do one with you and I'll step away. I'll let them take it for a okay.
There you go.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to say thank you. Danielle, hi. I haven't seen you. This is really great to have a room full of individuals who I recognize who have allowed me to bring all these programs. And this is dedicated to all the kiddos, all of Noah's friends, Noah, his friends, and all the individuals who don't have a voice. I do this for him and his friends and for a beautiful community here in Fillmore. And I'd like to thank all the individuals who have had a child in the program, in AYSO, in Legends. I've had so many great individuals contribute, and to be honest with you, this is not something I've done alone. This is dedicated to the community, to a lot of the individuals who are here tonight that I see, and I wish I could name everybody here, but I mean, I see some amazing faces here tonight who have contributed in one way or another and have allowed me to continue to bring all these programs to Fillmore. So thank you so much for this very special recognition. I truly appreciate it, and I'm very humbled. Thank you. Have a good night.
Any council members like to say a few words?
Nancy, I just want to congratulate you again. It takes a lot of individuals like you to make our community great, and I'm so happy and so pleased that we're giving you recognition, because I know that it's people like you that really make our community awesome. Thank you so much.
I have one last thing to say to Nancy, and I'm going to reference a Gen X song. There's a song by a group called Cake, and one of the lines, and it's a rock song, it says, it's talking about a woman who takes charge, and it says, she uses a machete to cut through red tape. And I've always kept that in my mind, and so Nancy, you are that woman. And I don't know if you use a machete, but your machete would be your infectious joy and positivity. That is your machete, and it is infectious. So I just want to say to the community, if you have not met Nancy or been a part of these wonderful programs that she's helped develop and lead, I encourage you to do so, because you will be infected with her wonderful positivity and can-do attitude. So thank you, Nancy, for your treasure for the community. Thank you. Okay, and we have another recognition, and this is honoring the 2025 Christmas tree lighting sponsors. So we had a wonderful event last Sunday of our tree lighting, and of course, it was sponsored and put on by the city, but could not have been done with all of the wonderful sponsors, volunteers, those who committed and supported this event. So I'm just going to say a few things on this. On behalf of the City of Fillmore, we would like to extend our sincere gratitude to the sponsorship and participation of this year's tree lighting event. To all the sponsors and all of the volunteers, your involvement played an important role in creating a warm, festive, and memorable evening for our community. Thanks for your support. This year's event was a great success. It was truly wonderful to see so many of our local organizations come together to celebrate the start of the holiday season. And again, the presence of all the sponsors and the community added excitement, spirit, and a sense of unity that our residents genuinely appreciate. In particular, there are a few that are here tonight, and I'd just like to recognize Diamond Realty for sponsoring the Gingerbread House Contest, to Lemon Tree Embroidery for sponsoring the snow play area, which was a big hit last year and is another wonderful, wonderful area for our kids to have fun in. Thank you also to the Entertainment for sponsoring the music and the snow effects. And those who also might be in the audience tonight include Fillmore Town Theater and Vintage Pleasures, and I'm just going to name off those other organizations that also help to sponsor in some way. La Fondita, Estrella Market, Cielito Lindo Beauty Salon, the Fillmore Family Store, Roan Mills, Body Image, Coda's Barbershop and Coda's Barber and Style, Central Nails, The Nest, and Rotary Club. And I'm sorry if I missed any more, but we appreciate you. We thank you. We do have, I believe, several here. So I'm going to, the ones that I know of maybe here in the audience. Do we have a representative from the Rotary Club tonight? Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Come on up. So I'm going to take all these. Okay. I'm going to speak into the mic one more time. Thank you so much, Andy, and to the Rotary Club for the donation of our beautiful Christmas tree. Thank you so much. And do we have Diamond Realty? Is Teresa or a representative in the, oh, here she is. Okay. Teresa Robledo and Diamond Realty, thank you for your sponsorship and the coordination of the Gingerbread House Contest, which again is another huge hit for all of the youth. They love it. Thank you.
Just real quick, I want to just say that I want to give a shout out to Crimson Pipeline because they were part of the donation who provided the elements for us to have that. So thank you.
I also want to mention the window paintings up on their windows. Oh, those are fantastic. I love driving by. They're good.
Is Jose here? M&M Entertainment. Yes, he is. Thank you, Jose and M&M Entertainment for this. For the sponsorship and coordination of the music to create a festive and memorable evening for the community. It's wonderful. Thank you, Jose. And is Sean here, or a representative from Fillmore Town Theater? Okay. Did I miss anyone who's in the audience? I do have more certificates. Who is it? Oh, Estrella Market. Yes, come on up, Tanya. Thank you to Leticia Thank you to Tanya. Thank you, Tanya Melgoza and Leticia Ramirez with Estrella Market for your participation and donation to support the business bingo game. Okay, we'll let everyone sort of come on out now. That's the end of our agenda item on presentations. We'll give it a minute. Yeah, okay. Is Jackie Lozano still here? Jackie Lozano. Thank you. And Jackie, my apologies. No, I'm glad you, please, again, my apologies. Jackie had asked to make this comment. Yeah, no, you're going to add 3 minutes right now. I just want to make this, for the record, I wanted to say that Jackie came up to speak on our presentation honoring Nancy Rodriguez Hernandez. So, Jackie, I'm sorry I was delayed in your time, but here is your 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, City Council members and Mayor. I just want to let you know that I'm Nancy Rodriguez's mother-in-law. Ever since Nancy came into our family years ago, she embodies what this Spirit Award is for Fillmore. She got our little kids at the time into volunteering. As soon as we met her, oh, there's a Boys and Girls Club event. My kids are probably 9 or 10, and there they are with Nancy out there gung-ho. I mean, if someone, again, embodies the spirit of giving and volunteering and community, that's my daughter-in-law, who we love so much. And I'm so proud to be up here to say, you know, she is part of our family, and she's going to continue her service for this community and whatever community she's in. I see that continuing from where she was with her work in Oxnard. When she was a broadcaster there, she was volunteering in that city. When she met my son and, you know, they got married, moved to Fillmore, she involved herself in everything she could. And, you know, if we had, Nancy's all over the world. I'm sure there's tons of them. I mean, we are so much better for people like her. And I'm just so proud. So and thank you so much for allowing me this time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And again, my apologies for not having you earlier. All right, that's a great end off to our presentations. And so now we go to our next agenda item, which is our general public comment. And these are for public comments for items that are not on the agenda. I don't have any general public comment cards, but before I move on, I wanted to see if anyone had any general public comments. Okay,
Mayor,
seeing
there
none.
were some general public comments on there, I believe.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Sorry, Mayor, there were some general public comments on there, I believe.
I believe that we're going to place them under 9A in the reorganization.
Sorry about that.
Okay, no problem. All right, thank you. All right, so we now move on to agenda item number 7, the City Council reports, recommendations, comments, committee and commission and board reports. So I'll turn it over to council members for updates. Yes, Carrie.
Okay. It's been a little bit on the slow side as far as meetings are concerned and activities from a council standpoint because of the holidays, although I was able to participate in the tree lighting ceremony, which was just phenomenal. I think Fillmore is really stepping up to the plate when it comes to our holiday events, and I just really enjoyed it so much this last week. And then also the parade on Saturday, which was really fun. And we were all waving from top of the fire truck, and it was wonderful. So in addition to those items, I just wanted to make sure the community was aware. This has been posted on our website, the city website. But I get a lot of inquiries about what's happening with regard to the train, and although this doesn't impact the train itself, some of you may not be aware that there is great strides being made in putting in a bike path and walking path all the way parallel to the railroad track from Saticoy to Piru. So that's a total of 27 miles, and it'll make eventually a great bike path, I think. I'm looking forward to it, getting out there on my e-bike. And there will be a public meeting about this on Thursday this week. So it's being held at 6 o'clock in the evening in Santa Paula. And I left some brochures over here. You can also access the information if you're interested in this project. Access it on our website and get all the details, the address and whatnot. And there's also an additional website that is hosted and sponsored by the Ventura County Transportation Commission. So I'm looking forward to finding out where we're at with this project and want to see it move forward. So 27 miles of a bike path, a bike path or a walking path would be fantastic. So hope you can join us.
Can I just say something real quick?
Sure.
When I think 27 miles, I'm thinking a marathon, right? A marathon, right?
A very narrow path for marathon, right? Yeah.
Single path.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry, there may have been a question.
Do we have an ETA on that project? Is there like an ETA on that project, or would that be on the website?
Yeah, it's on, if you look at the city website, you'll see it, and also there's a link to Ventura County Transportation's website that also has additional information on it. So check it out.
No, I think the question was, do we have an estimated time that it'll be completed?
Oh, I don't, I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, they're coordinating with all the ranchers and farmers and everybody that is being impacted by this well. So, it takes time, but let's move. I think the more input they receive from the community, and then the faster you'll see it develop. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. Are there any more updates?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay.
So on November 18th, the wife and I attended the Salvation Army Kettle Kickoff Luncheon. It was great. Maya Zumaya was the MC, so it was fun. It's always good to give back to the community, and they're looking for bell ringers if anybody wants to do it. We can do it as a group. I was going to actually ask my fellow council members if we would like to go in front of Vaughn's and ring the bell. We could sign up as a group. So it's something to keep in mind. Also on November 20th, I attended the Ventura County Animal Shelter meeting. They do so much. I mean, they adopt a lot of animals, but they're taking in so many animals that it's not even making a difference. So if you can adopt a pet or have the means or know a friend or a family member, go ahead and check them out. They're online. They have a cool website. They also offer assistance for food and pet supplies if you need that. Instead of surrendering your pet, you can go to them and see what kind of resources they have, and they have a lot of resources. And also on November 20th, we had the Economic Development Ad Hoc Committee meeting. We met via Teams, and we discussed the wayfinding signs amongst other projects, and I'm sure our city manager will probably touch on that later on. And November 20th was also scheduled for the Economic Development Collaborative meeting, but it got canceled, so I was kind of hoping it would. It's a busy day. December 4th, we had the Economic Development Roundtable here at City Hall, and that went well. We had several business owners in the city come out, and we discussed needs of the businesses, what is coming down the pipeline as far as what the city can help them with. And I don't know if Angel will touch on this later on, but he'll have the future date for that roundtable, the next one, right? And then today, I attended the Ventura County Air Pollution Control Board meeting. That was a good one. We had, on the agenda, we passed and approved to add funds to a grant agreement, VAVR 17-1. It's to accelerated vehicle retirement program. So if you have a vehicle that's 1995 to 2003, I believe, you can retire it and they'll give you up to $2,000 for that vehicle and you can get a clean air. Yeah, so if you want to check it out, go onto the Ventura County Air Pollution Control Board website and they have more information on there. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any updates, John?
Yeah, mine's going to be very short. I also attended the December 4th Business Roundtable meeting. It was, we had kind of sparse attendance that time, but I think it was because we changed the meeting date a little bit. But I think the next one will probably get a better attendance. I will note that the city's efforts at highlighting the various businesses was very well received. We got a lot of positive feedback, so Angel doing a great job out there highlighting the businesses, and looking forward to the next one. So that's it for me.
All right, thank you. I just had a couple of quick updates. I just think we've said it already tonight, but I wanted to thank everyone again for their participation in the tree lighting. It really was a great effort from everyone in the community, and it just, like Carrie had mentioned, to see it grow year after year and have even more sponsors and more participants is really great. And I forgot earlier to give a shout out to the Lions Club, but thank you, Lions Club, for putting on a wonderful Christmas parade. It always is excellent every year, and again, I think it continues to grow also in participants. So they put a lot of effort to it. It's just our small Fillmore Lions Club, but they really coordinate a great Christmas parade. So thank you. I will not reiterate what Carrie shared about the Santa Paula branch line. She gave all the information on that, and I really hope that there's some good participants there because that's going to be great. It's going to be really, really great to be able to bike and run a marathon, potentially 26 miles, 26.2. But just for example, myself, I love to ride bikes, and so does my daughter, and we have great bike paths around Fillmore. But it would be really neat to go to Grandma and Papa's house in Santa Paula, and we really can't do that right now. It's just too scary right on the highway. So that's something I think multiplied by hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people, and not to mention those weekend warrior bicyclists who come into the Santa Clara Valley and kind of, I know they're in Santa Paula, and we want to bring them over to Fillmore and even all the way potentially past Piru to Rancho Camulos. I mean, that's such an excellent ending point of the line, right? To draw more tourism and people to know our Santa Clara Valley. Excuse me. My last update is there was a Ventura County Regional Energy Alliance meeting. It was actually a sub-meeting of theirs called Energy Champions. And I just wanted to highlight there was a presentation by Clean Power Alliance. They're a regular presenter to our energy commissions and committees. And they did great highlighting some new programs. I'm not going to go into detail right now, but there's some really great programs that Clean Power Alliance is rolling out. So I'm glad that Fillmore is going to be a part of that and participate in them. Also, it was announced that the Clean Power Alliance Board of Directors formally accepted Fillmore and the city of Cudahy down in Los Angeles County as the newest members into Clean Power Alliance. And it was told to me that the board there, the Clean Power Alliance board, also approved a power purchase agreement of 2.4 megawatts of solar power in Fillmore, actually, and Bardsdale. So that's really neat that they're purchasing power locally to here in our neighborhood, and that might mean more local jobs potentially to assist with the solar power farm, and also just bringing an economic boost to local providers of clean power. So anyway, just wanted a little tidbit of information, but thought that was very interesting. Okay, that's all I have. Our next item is consent calendar, and I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a first and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, consent calendar. Now we move on to our business items. And I get my paperwork together here. Our first order of business is the selection of the 2025 mayor and mayor pro tempore here in the city of Fillmore. So thank you, Areli.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, council members, and Fillmore residents. First, I'd like to congratulate everyone who got recognized today. And then also just a quick correction on that, the 2026 mayor and mayor pro tem. Wish we could go back in time.
Yeah. It was a flub on my part.
Yes, so it's just a couple of housekeeping items to get us ready for the new year. And as you mentioned, Mayor, this is a selection of the 2026 new mayor, mayor pro tem. Thank you all for everything you have done this year. And so, so it's recommended that the city council select the 2026 mayor and mayor pro tem. The city clerk asks that the city council to nominate a council member to serve as a mayor via motion, and the motion must be seconded. And then the council members will vote to the nomination. If the vote fails, a new nomination is made and the process is repeated until the motion is adopted. Following the receipt of a majority vote of the council members for a mayor and for the new term, the current mayor will call for nominations for mayor pro tem. Via the same motion process is used for the selection of the mayor. And following the majority vote of the council members for mayor pro tem, the council will reorganize accordingly. So at this time, if anyone would like to make a motion, any nominations? Thank you.
I'd like to, since we have a new council member, I think it might be appropriate to kind of have a discussion first about what is typically done, and also so that the public can see why we might make the, I guess, the motions that we do. So I don't know if, Mayor, if you want to take that on, or I can speak to it, or I don't know, Mayor Pro Tem or Carrie, I don't know if you guys want to talk to that about what we traditionally do and how we rotate.
Oh. If anybody wants to say, yeah, I mean, I could pitch in. I believe it's the tradition of Fillmore City Council and other city councils that that we have a rotating mayor that from the 5 council member seats, and it's tradition that mayor pro tem is then nominated for mayor, and then the next most senior, I believe, I don't know if it's senior, but I don't know, the council member, can be nominated for the mayor pro tem of the year.
Okay.
That's just my input, but I also know that it is a vote, of council, and so it's been known too that others, other
It
members
hasn't
of
always
council
followed that tradition.
hasn't always followed that tradition.
But that's traditionally what we do.
That is traditionally what we do.
Okay.
But most cities do too. Okay.
So with that said, I'd like to make a motion to, I'd like to nominate Albert as the mayor.
I will second that motion. Okay, so then I guess I call for the vote. All those in favor? Actually, do a roll call vote.
Yeah, roll call.
Let's do a roll call vote.
I can do it right here.
Okay, great. Okay, we have a motion and a second. We'll do a roll call vote.
Councilmember Berge,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Mendez,
Abstain?
I
I don't want to like vote again. Okay. I'll vote yes then.
Twist my arm.
Mayor Villaseñor,
Yes.
Councilmember Garnica,
Aye.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Aye.
Congratulations,
Okay,
Mayor.
unanimous vote. Congratulations,
Right.
Mayor. Now, just a clarification, Ireli, does outgoing mayor go on for mayor pro tem, or is it the new mayor?
It is the new mayor, yes.
It's the new mayor, okay. And I will hand it over to the new mayor, Albert Villaseñor, for the next motion. I think we're going to change seats in a minute. I think you could just make the motion for mayor pro tem from here.
So I make the motion for who?
For,
You run the motion, you run the,
Okay. So now
you'll entertain a motion, or?
I'll entertain a motion for Mayor Pro Tem for 2026.
I'd like to make a motion.
Yes.
I would like to nominate John Garnica.
I'll second that motion.
Very well. Okay, roll call vote?
Councilmember Berge,
Aye.
Mayor Mendez,
Aye.
Councilmember Villaseñor,
Aye.
Councilmember Garnica,
Aye.
and Councilmember Rodriguez.
Aye.
Congratulations,
Unanimous
Mayor Pro
vote.
Tem Garnica.
Congratulations, Mayor Pro Tem.
Mayor, if we could just get 5 minutes to rearrange the seating and the name tags, that would be great.
Can you say I haven't been trained on the buzzer?
Yeah. Do you think I can get you guys together to take a quick group photo with us? Or donde? Oh. Okay, you got it. Sounds good. They can do it right here. I'm thinking right here would be nice with the. You guys ready? Okay. Sounds good. No, all of us. It's a group council photo. I realize we don't have any. Yeah. This would be great. Okay. Excellent. Okay, ready? 1, 2, and 3. Let's do one more, please. Wonderful. Thank you.
Mayor, before we start again, there's public comment for this item. Okay, just want to make sure.
I'd like to call this meeting back to order at 7:21.
Microphone.
I'd like to call this meeting back to order at 7:21. And as we proceed, we have two comments on item 9A. The first one will be Julia Luis with Congressman Julia Brownlee's office.
Good evening, council members. My name is Julia Luis, and on behalf of Congresswoman Julia Brownlee, I would like to recognize former outgoing Mayor Cristina Villaseñor for her remarkable leadership and immeasurable contributions to the city of Fillmore and its residents. Congresswoman Brownlee has often said it is her greatest privilege to represent the people of California's 26th congressional district, which is fortunate to include the historic and charming city of Fillmore. In strong partnership with all of you, Congresswoman Brownlee has worked to move our community forward and do all that she can to improve the lives and livelihoods of Fillmore's residents. The Congresswoman is proud to represent all those who call Fillmore home, and she extends her sincere gratitude to Mayor Villaseñor for her steadfast commitment and heartfelt dedication to leading this great city. In appreciation of her exceptional public service, I am pleased to present Mayor Cristina Villaseñor with a certificate of congressional recognition on behalf of Congresswoman Brownlee. Last but certainly not least, the Congresswoman looks forward to working with the entire City Council to continue making Fillmore a wonderful place to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, great.
Would you
Come
want to
down?
take a picture?
I think so.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thank you.
Look right here, 1, 2, and 3. One more.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
And we have one more speaker, Paulina Rivera.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Paulina Rivera. I'm here on behalf of Assembly Member Steve Bennett, and I would also like to present a certificate of recognition to former Mayor Cristina Villaseñor and deep appreciation for and recognition of your commitment to public service and advocacy for your community. Thank you for your leadership throughout the challenges this past year, continued efforts to work tirelessly to improve the lives of your constituents. Congratulations as you complete your term as the City of Fillmore's mayor. I'll start one for you.
Right here. 1, 2, and 3.
I was ready.
Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And then I have one for you as well, Mr. Albert. Thank you, congratulations on being now the mayor, and here is also your certificate of recognition.
Okay, 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
thank you guys for coming to our meeting and for these awards. Thank you so much.
Thank you both. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
And also want to say thank you to the entire council and to outgoing Mayor Villaseñor, and also to Carrie. For years, I've sat here on the council or on the dais as a member of the planning commission or of the council, and I've watched your great leadership, and hopefully I learned a lot, and I'm sure I did. But thank you guys both for your outstanding leadership as mayors.
You're very welcome.
I will be leaning on you for a little while to show me the ropes. Thank you guys so much.
And I have to say, it's been very entertaining sitting next to you.
Thank you, Albert. Congratulations, Mayor.
Moving on with new business, we have item 9B, discussion and adoption of proposed 2026 council meeting schedule. Ready?
Thank you. Congratulations again, Mayor Mendez and Mayor Pro Tem Garnica. Yes, so staff is requesting that the City Council review and adopt the attached proposed 2026 City Council meeting schedule. Following the City Council approval, the schedule will be published and posted on the city's website. So each year, the City Council adopts and staff publishes a City Council meeting calendar with posted on the website. And this attached here is a proposed 2026 calendar. There are a total of 20 meetings, and which leaves the traditional dark periods in the months of June, July, November, and December. So if you'd like to take a look, and if everyone agrees or like to make any changes, feel free to do so. Thank you. And they typically land the second and the fourth Tuesday of every month.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem?
No, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the calendar.
Okay, we got a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Vote?
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
All right.
Now moving on to item 9C, appointments to City Council's commissions, liaison, and outside agencies.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, so it's recommended that the City Council discuss two things. First, that the mayor appoint with City Council consent, City Council representatives to various positions listed on attachment 1, including the adoption of Resolution 25-4088, appointing a City Council representative to the Board of Directors for the Fillmore and Piru Basins Groundwater Sustainability Agency, also known as GSA. And 2, provide direction whether any standing committee or ad hoc committees are no longer necessary and should be dissolved. This list of City Council standing and ad hoc committees is also listed on this attachment. So members of the City Council serve on various City Council subcommittees and standing ad hoc, and represent the city on various regional and countywide boards and commissions. Any member of the City Council may volunteer to serve on the City Council committee or serve as the representative on any board. So below are the county board commissioners, the representative on, oh my goodness, sorry. So the mayor is required to serve as the city's representative for some bodies, for example, on the county city selection committee. Appointments to the City Council committees are made by the mayor with the consent of the City Council. If desired, any member of the City Council may call for a vote on any appointment. There are no terms for these City Council committees' appointments, and persons appointed may resign at any appointment at any time, or may continue to serve indefinitely with the consent of the City Council. So ad hoc committees are temporary subcommittees of 2 council members that are formed to perform a specific function that is not ongoing. An example of the ad hoc committee would be a committee formed to make a recommendation to where to locate a well. This would be an ad hoc committee as the matter is temporary, and there is not an existing standing committee that would address such an issue. Ad hoc committees are often not subject to the Brown Act. Standing committees, however, are permanent permanent subcommittees of 2 council members, although they may be dissolved by the city council when no longer needed. Such committees deal with ongoing subject matters and are subject to the Brown Act. So the Fillmore Piru Basin Groundwater Sustainability Agency, also known as GSA, the city of Fillmore, along with the United Water Conservation District and the County of Ventura, is a member of the Fillmore Piru Basin's Groundwater Sustainability Agency. The GSA's bylaws require that each member agency to designate a director and to submit any changes in the person filing the director position of the GSA executive director by written notice, such as an approved resolution from the governing board of the member, directing such change in the director position. Accordingly, the appointment of a new director from Fillmore to the GSA requires adoption of a resolution. So at this time, on the back here, there's a list of all of the committees. And I can, if you'd like to first make a motion for the GSA, you're welcome to make a motion.
Sure, I'd like to just make a comment. So I'm currently the member on that, and I believe the term is typically 2 years, and I'd be happy to continue in that vein if the council is okay with that.
Is everybody okay with that?
I am.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I am.
Thank you, John.
I just want to point out that Luis Rodriguez used to be the alternate, so we need to select a new alternate. So the resolution will still need to be updated to reflect that.
Thank you, Edgar.
I could be the alternate for the, I was on it, sure.
And just, again, to bring Mario into the loop, that meeting, the Fillmore GSA, meets once a month, right?
Yes, the third Thursday of the month.
Third Thursday of the month here in council chambers.
Yes, at City
Okay.
Hall at 4 p.m.
Okay.
So I have Mayor Pro Tem Garnica as our primary and Mayor Mendez as our second. And if we'd like to make a motion, that way we can adopt the resolution.
Does somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we got a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously.
Okay, so I'm going to go down the list here. So the Ventura, and I can name who was in the past as well. So the Ventura County Animal Regulation, we had primary Albert Mendez and alternate Luis Rodriguez.
I want to stay as the primary.
And it might be helpful, Areli, just to read the meeting days for Councilmember Rodriguez so that he has an idea, and for the rest of the council members too.
Absolutely. So, so that particular committee meets the second Thursday, and it's on a quarterly basis. They meet February, May, August, and November. And Mayor Mendez, I believe it's various locations, but primarily Camarillo?
Yes, but we've been having them at the Government Center the last 2 meetings, I believe.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
And then just to point out on this one as well, right, we have Luis listed as the alternate.
Yes.
Okay.
So
And
we would need an
On
alternate.
that meeting, we only meet once a quarter. Next meeting will be in February.
If possible, I can take Luis's spot, yeah, as a alternative.
So does somebody want to make a motion? Or can we make?
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have primary Albert and secondary Mario. So moving on is the Air Pollution Control District. And we had Albert as primary and John as alternate. And this committee meets the second Tuesday of the month at 1:30 at the Ventura County Board Chambers.
And I'd like to stay on that one as well.
Sure, I have no problem staying on as alternate.
I'm sorry, when you say Ventura County Board Chambers, are you referring to the Board of Supervisors hearing room?
The Government Center, yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, asking for a motion? Oh, that's right, I'm sorry, my
All at the
apologies.
end. Okay. So moving on to the Ventura Regional Sanitation District, we previously had Cristina Villaseñor and John Garnica. This They meet the third Thursday of the month at 8:30 over at the regional office in Oxnard.
And we also meet it's actually the first and third Thursdays, twice a month.
First and third. Okay.
I'm currently vice chair of the board and due to rise to chair for this coming year, so I would like to stay on. And then once that chair position ends, I welcome another council member to come and learn about Ventura Regional Sanitation District.
Okay. Everyone okay with that?
And I'm good with being the alternate.
Okay, so I have Christina and John. Okay, so moving on to Ventura County Transportation Commission. We have Carrie as primary, and this one actually has no alternate. And they meet typically the first Friday of the month at 9 a.m. At Camarillo City Hall.
Okay, the alternates are not allowed. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to retain my seat on that.
Okay, everyone okay with that? Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Alrighty, and now we have the Ventura Council of Governments. We previously had Carrie Broggie as primary and Albert Mendez as alternate, and they typically meet the third Thursday of the month at 4 p.m. over at the Camarillo City Hall.
And I would like to retain that one as well. I'm also on the admin subcommittee for VCOG as well, and we're kind of in the throes of things, so.
And I'll remain the alternate as well.
So Carrie and Albert. Alrighty, moving along to the Economic Development Collaborative of Ventura County. We've had Albert Mendez as our primary and John Garnica as our secondary, and they typically meet the third Thursday of the month at 3:30 in Camarillo.
No, that's one that I currently serve on, and I love it. It's a great committee, but that's one that I'm going to take a step back on, although I love the subject, but I like to.
If possible, I'd like to be a primary.
It's the Economic Development. Is that the EDC, Albert?
Yes.
Okay.
EDC. Okay. Looks like Mario would like to be.
I would like to be a primary, yes.
Okay.
I'll be this alternate, unless John wants to get out, I'll be alternate.
Okay. So we have Mario as primary and Albert as secondary for the EDC. Perfect. Okay, so now we have the Ventura County Regional Energy Alliance. And previously we had Cristina Villaseñor as our primary and Carrie Broggie as our alternate. And they typically meet the third Thursday on a quarterly basis, February, May, August, November, at 10:30 at the Ventura County Government Center.
No, go ahead.
Are those the correct months?
Correct months.
Can you?
This is for the Ventura County Regional Energy Alliance.
Yeah, but what were the quarterly meetings again?
So the third Thursday of the month, February, May, August, November at 10:30.
This is January and April.
Yeah, and they do meet quarterly. Oftentimes, this meeting is actually, I want to say canceled. I think they maybe had like 2 meetings this year per info. So it does meet quarterly, but it may be those different months than those.
Sometimes it may change.
Right,
Yes.
right. I'm glad to stay on, but if anyone would like to be a part of this one and actually be the lead, I'm glad to move down to the alternate.
I can go ahead and take that one.
Would you like? Thank you, Mario.
So I'm no longer
Okay.
the
So Mario as
Is that
primary.
okay? That's okay with you? Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay, so that concludes those.
So
So
he's-
now going into our standing committees. Again, these are scheduled as needed. So we have the interview selection, and this is for any commissions or committees. And previously, we had Carrie Broggie as our primary and Cristina Villaseñor as our alternate.
I don't think that was an alternate. I think we did it as a.
It's a two,
Oh,
right? It's an
duo.
ad hoc.
Two assigned,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Duo.
Yeah. I'm glad to stay on the selection committee. Would
Same
you
here.
like to? Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we next have the Ventura County City Selection Committee, and this actually automatically goes to the mayor. So Mayor Mendez, You will go ahead and automatically be appointed to that. Thank you. And then we also have the Utilities Ad Hoc Committee. We previously had Carrie Brogy and Cristina Villaseñor.
I'll stay on the Utilities Ad Hoc. Okay.
Next, we have the Special School Board Ad Hoc Committee. This is also known as the 2+2 meeting. Previously, we had Carrie Brogy and Albert Mendez.
So would I, and on that note, I'd like to get a meeting scheduled.
I've spoken with Superintendent Shefferly, and we're trying to work something at the beginning of next year, so it's happening.
Thank you.
Okay, almost done here. So we have the Economic Development. We had previously Albert Mendez and John Garnica.
Okay. If you change your mind, I would be happy to step in at some point, so.
Okay, so last but not least is the Budget Ad Hoc Committee, and it's recommended that a previous council member be part of this commission just for continuation and retain some background knowledge. So we've had Cristina Villaseñor and Carrie Brogy.
I'd like to stay.
Yeah, I can stay, or I would open it up to another council member if you'd like. Anyone? Okay, I'll stay on budget.
Okay.
I'll use it both ways. I'll stay on budget.
Alrighty. So that concludes all of the appointments. And if you'd like to make a motion at this time?
Can I just, a quick question, on our list, it still indicates City Manager Recruitment Ad Hoc Committee. Did we already address that? It's an ad hoc that we can do away with.
Yes. That has already been addressed. Sorry, I should have taken that off. Yeah.
Where was I?
Which one was that, Carrie?
It was probably was it in your list?
It's on the chart. It's on the
Oh,
chart.
okay, yeah, I'm sorry, please disregard that, yeah, we definitely officially have the city manager.
Scared me there.
Okay, and then I had a question, probably a little bit of a nitpick, but, so an ad hoc committee is supposed to be one that's temporary, but yet the Economic Development Committee that Albert and I are on has been there for a long time. Should we change the designation of that to a standing committee?
That's the council's goal, to have it be perpetual, then yes, that's a good question to.
And I think it's needed to be perpetual.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, this is not going to go away
No.
in a few years.
No.
I don't think, anyway. The need for it, anyway.
So would that be a future council agenda item, or can we take?
No,
care of that now?
this is organizational now, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of holds true with a couple of the others as well.
And now's the time to change it.
So they would also be, Tiffany, subject to the Brown Act if they do
Yes.
change to the standing committee.
It doesn't really change us functionally what we're doing. I mean, we only have two anyway, so. Two council members at a time.
Yeah, the
But in terms of the
interview,
recording, we still record. Right.
We would have to publish an agenda every time we met.
Well,
Oh, for a standing committee.
we should be doing that, shouldn't we?
There's an agenda, but then we would have to publish it 72 hours.
In advance?
In advance, similar to what we're doing. I
Right.
just,
And how much more load is that on the staff?
it does create a bit more work on staff. I just wanted to point that out. We have one person in the city council, in the city clerk's
Sure.
office that handles all the agendas.
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah, we can come back to that, I guess.
Thank you, John.
Yep.
So moving back, did we have a motion on?
I'll make a motion to approve the committees as stated in our discussion.
I second that.
We have a motion, do we have a second? Yes, Mario. All right, okay. Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? All right, motion passes. Thank you. Moving on to item 9D, preservation of local government appointments of standby officers, preservation of local government appointment of standby officers, 2026, right?
Yes, 2026. Okay, last one, promise. Okay, so yes, so this is the preservation of local government appointment of standby officers, and staff is requesting that each member of the city council appoint standby officers. So the California Emergency Services Act acknowledges that in case of war, enemy attack, or a state of emergency, the continuity of local government is essential to preserve law and order and to restore or continue governmental services. The act therefore authorizes each agency to appoint up to 3 standby officers who would be available to perform the duties of each member of the governing body of political subdivision, mayor and council members. And the chief executive officer, also known as our city manager, should any of these people become unavailable to perform their duties during an emergency. So staff review of emergency preparedness standards indicate that a continuity of government element is a component of the city's emergency operations plan, and the element includes a plan of succession for the city manager and department heads. Staff will ensure that the succession plan is updated as needed to reflect changes in staff positions. So it should be noted that the Act suggests that the qualifications of each standby officer should be carefully investigated and that consideration will be given to places of residence and work. So for each officer for which standby officers are appointed, there shall be the greatest probability of survivalship. Standby officers may be residents or officers of political subdivision other than that to which they are appointed as standby officers. So furthermore, once appointed, standby officers are charged with the following duties: to inform himself or herself of the duties of the office, to keep informed of the business and affairs of the political subdivision to the extent necessary to enable the standby officer to fill his or her posts competently. For this purpose, the political subdivision may arrange information meetings and require attendance. So this agenda item is also an opportunity for council members who will continue their terms to make any changes to their previous appointments. And I can go ahead and list what we currently have for our council members that listed their standby appointments last year. So we've had Carrie, her first standby officer was Brian McCarthy. Second standby officer, Scott Brogy. Third standby officer was Ernie Villegas. And for Cristina Villaseñor, first standby officer, Karina Forsyth. Second standby officer, Nancy Rodriguez Hernandez. And third, Chano Ibarra. Albert, we had, has Kevin McSweeney, and that is his only standby officer. And then we also had John, listed Natalie Garnica, and also his only standby officer. So also noted, this act does not specify a method for designated standby officers, and therefore the City Council may take such appointments in accordance with local protocols, which has been by simple minute action in the past. Staff recommends that each council member consider designating up to 3 standby officers who would be available to assume the responsibilities of the council member if that council member becomes unavailable to serve in the event of a state of emergency, local emergency, and enemy attack or war. So there is no fiscal impact, and that concludes my presentation. So at this time, if any of the council members would like to make any changes or any additions, please let me know, and we can start with Mario if you have anyone in mind that you'd like to.
Yes, yes, I have one. His name is Daniel Gonzalez,
Daniel Gonzalez.
and that's my only one for right now.
Okay, thank you. And if there's any changes that you'd like to make, any additions?
Yes, I'd like to add Beverly Garnica as my second standby officer.
Beverly Garnica.
And I would like to add, if he's willing to do it, Manny?
Any others? Good. Okay. That concludes my presentations. Thank you so much for your time.
And we don't need a vote on that, right? Okay. So moving on to item number 9E, progress report on the city council effort to meet its goals for calendar year 2025 and direction for calendar year 2026 city council goals progress report.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm just going to go pull the presentation real quick. Oh, thank you. I'm very excited about this staff report. I think it's been one of my favorite ones to present. It's always good to end the calendar year on a good note, so we'll get started. So the purpose of today's presentation is to review the 2025 progress that we've made so far, so this calendar year. You adopted 5 goals, and we have made, in my opinion, a significant accomplishment achieved across all city departments throughout the year. We want to celebrate those achievements, highlight the major milestones, and highlight also all the hard work that the staff has been putting into making sure that we accomplish such goals. Assess the emerging priorities. So if you recall at the goal setting session that we had in February, you had also selected a few backup goals, and so we will review those tonight. And for you to provide me with direction on how you would like for us to focus our energy beginning calendar year 2026. And to provide background for the community and also for Council Member Rodriguez, back on February 22nd of this year, we hired a consultant who provided a goal-setting workshop that was subject to the Brown Act. We had an open session for the public, and the 3 things that we focused on was a city manager performance evaluation, communication workshop to enhance transparency, and then there was a collaborative exercise with pickleballs to select the identification of the goals that were set up. On March 11th, after I received direction from the council at the workshop, we brought back a staff report, and such goals were properly adopted via staff report so that we could move forward. So the 5 primary goals were adopted. There were 4 emerging goals, and that gave me a framework to be able to direct staff and move forward. The 5 adopted goals for this calendar year, and I do want to point out that it was a biennial exercise, but I think that we have made a really good progress on these goals. And if you decide today to substitute the priority of a goal, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to stop working on the goal that we already have made progress with. For example, the community engagement, that's something that we're already doing. We will continue doing such engagement with the public, and that will just continue being embedded into our regular workflow. Goal number 1 was to improve downtown Central, so to revitalize Central Avenue through beautification and strengthen our local economy. Goal number 2 was parks and recreation enhancements, improve facilities and expand community programming. Goal 3 was public infrastructure improvements, including streets, paving projects, and citywide infrastructure. Goal number 4, addressing homelessness, develop partnerships with county-wide resources. And goal number 5 was the public communication and engagement to strengthen connections with our community. For goal number 1, the downtown beautification and economic development, our downtown core has undergone significant transformation. We have completed a City Hall Plaza renovations. There has also been a downtown landscaping improvement throughout Central Avenue corridor. Central Park Promenade lighting was installed for improved safety and aesthetics. The Rule 28 also provided utility undergrounding on Santa Clara Street, and then the utility coordination at 461 Central for seamless infrastructure integration. So those have been some of the projects that have met this particular goal. Moving along with the same goal, there was an economic development initiative to drive growth. So we completed a comprehensive citywide economic development plan, which you all approved, that set priorities on what we would be focusing on. And we had short, medium, and long-term priorities, and that was a roadmap for sustainable growth. part of that was the the ad hoc committee that we've been constantly meeting, starting the business spotlight program, being able to have these business roundtables. Those were some of the efforts that we have moved forward with. Business engagement. So far, we've hosted 3 roundtables to foster dialogue, address challenges, and identify opportunities for collaboration with our local business community. And we continue to actively participate in the Heritage Valley Tourism Bureau to promote Fillmore as a destination and support local tourism. Additionally, you all approved and gave us direction to remove the 1/3 retail requirement. We're planning on implementing that at the beginning of next calendar year, and that staff report will be brought so that we can modify the code. And like I mentioned, the business spotlight, so far we have had 3 businesses that have been nominated by the community. One of the videos has already been featured in our website and social media. At the time I drafted the staff report and created the presentation, it still was underway. And staff is currently working with the other 2 businesses. After we complete these 2 videos, our goal is to just go back to the community and do a second round of nominations. In discussion with staff, we would like to feature all the businesses in Fillmore because we believe that they all bring something special and unique, and to be able to assist with promoting them. We heard during the roundtable that we just recently had that Estrella Market, who was our first video completed, actually had new foot traffic at their store from the video, which were locals that had no idea that their store was here, and so that brought new customers. And that is our plan, to continue working closely with our businesses to see them be successful. Goal number 2 was the Parks and Recreation enhancements, building better facilities for our community. Dolores State Park, we have new modular restrooms installed, improving visitor experience and accessibility. Multi-park improvements, shade structures were installed at multiple locations for comfort during hot weather. The court conversion of our tennis to pickleball hybrid courts, which address the growing demand for this popular sport. To Rivers Park, sports field lighting and landscaping was added for extended play hours and enhanced beauty. The Aquatic Center, we had a facility upgrade including the pump, the exhaust fan, and the protecting awnings. And I know I asked Joe what VFD stand for, but I just forgot. Thank you, variable frequency drive. And we also have made improvements at the Boys and Girls Club, including new windows, ceiling improvements, and the doors were also upgraded. Under the recreation programs, we want to make sure that we bring our community together, and we continue to host community events, the July 3rd fireworks, the summer concert series, the Trunk or Treat Halloween celebration, and the annual tree lighting ceremony. We also completed a land transfer easement MOU with Fillmore Unified School District for their future gymnasium facility, expanding our recreational infrastructure citywide. Although it's not our facility, we're being good partners to allow them for the community to have an additional space. The senior nutrition program continues to provide vital support for our aging population as well. And I'm very proud that, you know, the community engagement, I feel like we're all doing something right. The event attendance has increased. Trunk or Treat this year, I think it has been the event that has been attended the most, at least through my tenure here with the city. We had a huge amount of residents attended, even though we changed the date. So we must be all doing something right to be, you know, having to engage the public and having them be part of all the nice events that we're putting together for them. And you all also, as council members, are doing a really good job in sharing the information that we're sharing for our constituents. So thank you for that. Under goal number 3, public infrastructure improvements, under water, sewer, and environmental progress. Well number 7, rehabilitation is completed. We also have completed the automated meter infrastructure or smart meters. Aquahawk system is implemented now and being utilized on real-time monitoring. Our goal is to continue to promote the software so that our residents can use this very cool tool that it's out there. It detects early leak detection. You can set parameters to send you text messages. So we're working very hard to make sure that the residents know that this tool is out there available for them. And my goal would be for everyone to start using it, because we could also utilize that software to push out notifications, and it would be another avenue for us to communicate with our residents. The sanitary sewer updates, the management plan updated to ensure regulatory compliance and system reliability for the years to come. Street and sidewalks, Mountain View sidewalk was completed from the State Route 126 to Santa Clara, and then we also completed annual street resurfacing projects. And the environmental compliance for the State Bill 1383 compliance was achieved. An Agromin compost procurement agreement was secured, which will now allow us to be compliant in that portion of the legislation. And we also are having a new water well development in process, and that's going to hopefully be completed by next year. Under technology and systems modernization, we have been utilizing Planet Bids contract procurement. You approved all a amendment to continue to streamline our purchasing process, increase transparency, and it also improves the vendor engagement, and we get more of an outreach when we're putting out bids out to potential contractors. We also have completed the GIS configuration with the assistance of ProWest and a staff member who has been doing an outstanding job. Enhance our geographic information system, and we have better capabilities for planning, analyzing, and public service delivery as well. And under cybersecurity and IT, the Apex contract was amended for 2 additional years. We have done a lot of work in buffering our IT infrastructure, building redundancies, and making sure that our system is secure for any potential cybersecurity threats, and upgrading the necessary technology, which is a very important tool for us to be able to provide efficient services for our residents. And so these technology investments position Fillmore as a modern, efficient city government capable of meeting the evolving needs of our community while protecting critical systems and data. Under the regulatory updates and facility improvements, we had code and regulatory updates, adopted and updated building, fire, and wildland urban interface codes, updated the fire hazard severity maps for improved emergency preparedness. The housing element was also certified, including the accessory dwelling unit and the junior accessory dwelling unit regulations, which were updated. And the records retention schedule was also modernized and updated. Under facility improvements, City Hall sewer repaired was completed. City Hall elevator modernization was completed. A Street guardrail was installed for safety. Under the fiscal and administrative updates, we had the fiscal year 24-25 mid-year and year-end adjustments completed. Fiscal year 2025-26 GAN limit approved. The HDL sales tax monitoring agreement was also approved. Streamlined the city manager's authority for regional agreements not tied to any fiscal impact, which allows us to operate in a more efficiently manner. And we also received the GFOA budget award. Under services agreements, the solid waste agreement was restated with Harrison, making sure that we remain compliant, and they also provided with additional services when we renegotiated the restatement of such agreement. Joined the Clean Power Alliance for Renewable Energy, approved the Ventura County Animal Services service agreement, and approved a new Crimson Pipeline franchise agreement. Under supporting growth and development, there were 330 building permits that were issued this year, 28 certificate of occupancy completed projects, and 3 public improvements accepted the Nova Storage, Citrus Grove, and Mountain View. I do want to notate that we do have more public improvement completed. However, those staff reports haven't made it officially for council acceptance. So we will be working with our engineering department to make sure that we bring those forward at the beginning of next calendar year. We also approved the Creekside Subdivision Improvement Agreement, facilitating responsible development that meets our community standards. Our permitting and inspection process continue to support both residential and commercial growth while ensuring safety and code compliance. Under goal number 4, addressing homelessness through partnerships, Fillmore has taken a comprehensive, compassionate approach to address such issue. So we secured major funding. We were awarded $1.49 million from the Encampment Resolution Fund grant to support evidence-based homeless services and housing solution. At the beginning of next year, the professional case management will begin. There's a contract already with Turning Point to provide individualized case management and connect individuals with resources. And we also have been providing community partnership support to Spirit of Santa Paula by allocating $150,000 to expand the regional homeless efforts. Our police department continues to do through their homeless liaison unit, continues to target enforcement and outreach, balancing public safety with compassionate engagement. And we've supported backpack medicine outreach efforts and are currently seeking bids for a river bottom cleanup. Manuel is actually wrapping that up. We hope to have a cleanup before the end of the calendar year, but if that's not possible, then we'll do it at the beginning of next year. Go forward. Goal number 5, under public communication and community engagement, we continue to connect with our community. I'm happy to report that we have now our very first edition of the Fillmore Focus newsletter is available. And we continue to seek for residents to be informed, stay up to date with everything that's happening citywide. We have also had a number of opportunities for the community to engage with our executive team. We hosted a coffee with the city manager. I think that was back in May. We also got the Get the Scoop with the mayor and Mayor Pro Tem during the summer, so thank you for assisting with those efforts. And we had coffee. We actually have a coffee schedule with the executive team from the City Hall this upcoming Friday at 10 a.m. here at City Hall. So we invite all the community to come and meet who runs every single department of the city and to post any questions that you might have. We also have had numerous public safety events. The police department and fire department have hosted Donuts with a Cop, National Night Out, and other community building events. And the resource workshops, we hosted an immigration resource workshop to connect residents with legal information and support services as well. Under the digital engagement and civic leadership, we have expanded our digital footprint thanks to staff. We've increased our daily social media engagement across multiple platforms with timely and relevant content. We have increased our website traffic to improve the navigation and regular content that we're updating. And we have also enhanced the community interaction through responsive communication and feedback mechanisms. And under the governance and leadership, behind the scenes, we've strengthened our organizational capacity and civic processes. We were able to backfill my old position by hiring Manuel Minjares, who has been a great addition to our department as the assistant city manager. You also approved the hiring of Jackie Herrera, who has also been a very great asset as the HR supervisor. And you approved the new position for the senior management analyst, and we were able to hire Angel, who has also been a great addition and asset for the organization as well. You appointed and reappointed commissioners to advisory bodies. You filled District 1 council vacancy through an already established process, so welcome, Mario, to the team. You have also approved an updated legislative platform. I think we have a very robust legislative platform, and we have been making constant efforts up in Sacramento, sending letters of support or, going and reaching out to our legislators with opposition of bills that sometimes don't make sense for the city. So we're constantly advocating to make sure that we continue to be in the map and that we're advocating for what's right for Fillmore. And we also approved the updated travel policy for fiscal responsibility. Progress on future and emerging goals. There was an emergency preparedness backup goal. Although this was not a primary goal, there was an improved generator access, which was enhanced by staffing protocol and a completed fuel reduction efforts to protect our community during disasters. Under public safety enhancement, we added firefighters and reserve training officers. We also received the Cal OES engine to expand firefighter capacity and response capabilities. Under the water and resource management, I mentioned this earlier, but I think it also goes into one of the backup goals that we had, which was implemented the AMI smart meters and the Aquahawk monitoring system, and joined the Clean Power Alliance for Sustainable Energy Options. Under the infrastructure innovation, there has been significant GIS and IT improvements that modernize operations and improve service deliveries across all departments. And under the Housing and Historic Preservation, there was the Adoption Act of the Mills program, which we haven't forgotten about it. We're just waiting to make sure that we have the citywide fee study completed to be able to assess a fee so that the program can start. And then there was also a commitment of $100,000 over a 2-year period to the Housing Trust Fund of Ventura County. Under the public safety and protecting our community, there were 20 acres cleared of hazardous fuel reduction completed by the fire department using CAL FIRE grant funding. And we received 100% compliance of the annual weed abatement program, successfully continued to reduce the fire hazards. Our fire department has been proactive in reducing wildfire risk through strategic vegetation management and hazardous fuel reduction. And the acquisition of a Cal OES engine has enhanced our firefighting capabilities as well. And as I mentioned previously, we have adopted a new fire code and wildland code adoption as well. So as you could see, we have been busy, and I think this is where I'm so proud of every single staff member that works for our city. I always pride myself to, whenever people approach me and they say, how big is your staff? You know, we have 45 full-time employees servicing 17,000 residents. So to put that in perspective, I think I always pride myself in saying that every single employee that works here is a miracle worker. They're dedicated. They are proud to service their community, and this could have not been accomplished without them. We had the opportunity to have our employee luncheon today for the holidays, and that was my main focus, to thank each and one of them, because without them, this just wouldn't be happening. And today's report, I've just given you a summary. I just seek for your advice and guidance on what you would like for us to focus on next year. If you'd like for us to adjust any goals, if you'd like for us to just continue with the current goals, whatever you tell us to do is where we're going to focus our energy beginning next year. And then this will also, if you adjust the goal, I want to point out that we'll make sure to consider that so that when we're doing our budget planning that will be accounted for, so that if there's funds that need to be allocated for a different goal, then during the budget planning process, we'll make sure to account for such request. And I think I already thanked the staff. I wrote this verbatim from my staff report. The progress we've made in '25 reflects the dedication, professionalism, and commitment of our entire team. So thank you, staff. From infrastructure improvements to community engagement, from public safety to economic development, every achievement represents the hard work of staff who serve Fillmore with pride. And as we close 2025, I also want to thank you for your, commitment to the residents, for your guidance, for providing me with clarity so that I can be successful in my job as well. And thank you for your leadership and your partnership. And that concludes my presentation, and I just seek for your direction for next year.
Thank you, Erica. So discussion?
Sure, if I can go first. So I agree with everything you've said there about the staff doing an amazing job, working hard for our constituents. And you're right, it takes a team, and I think you as a leader have done a great job leading that team and focusing on the right things that impact our residents on a daily basis. I think the goals as they're laid out are great. I think there are pieces of them maybe we need little adjustments to, but I think keeping those 5 main goals from my position, I think they're spot on. Like I said, I think there are probably little tweaks here and there to each one of them because obviously there are things underneath, but no, I think we need to continue. I think, one of the things we need to be wary of is jumping to the latest thing of, the latest shiny object or the latest thing that bumps into our viewpoint. I think having a steady focus on goals over a multi-year period is an important thing. And that's the way you really make progress, is to focus on a few things and get them done well. So I'm very pleased with how things are going, and I think those goals are what we need to focus on.
Thank you.
I'll definitely echo everything that John Garnica said, and coming as a new council member, and just I'm looking through the lens of the as a resident of Fillmore, and I would like to highlight all the effort that your staff made with community engagement. I born and raised here in Fillmore, and just seeing the amount of effort that your staff has been making and the success after year that I've been seeing with engaging the community and looking for different ways to engage everybody, not just a certain population. So great job to you and your team. You can tell just the times that I just come in and everybody's smiling, everybody's having a good time, Angel. And so, and that just speaks volumes, and so keep up the good work and
Thank you.
Sure, I have a couple of comments. So the body of work that you just presented, Erika, is impressive. And I think it'd be very impressive for a city of the population of 120,000, much less 20,000, or wherever we are, 19, 20,000. So kudos to you and your leadership, to Manuel for stepping into his leadership and continued leadership, and to all the staff for their hard work. It is impressive, and I'm so proud to be a part of this organization. So with that being said, John, I totally agree with you with the need to stay focused, and and goals take time, to really delve in. But I did want to say on one thing, and that was trying to think if we've got goals. Like, for example, I'm absolutely in tune with continuing improving the downtown central. I think we're started, and there's much more to go. That's the same as well as enhancing the parks and recreation infrastructure, absolutely. And I think it's goal number. Let me see here. I see goal number 3, and then goal 4. Okay. Public infrastructure. Yes. Goal 3. Keep it on. And like you said, Erika, we're going to continue to enhance community engagement. I believe that we should continue to get regular updates, maybe every council meeting updates on what is happening with our homelessness project and partnership. I know we have an end goal there, and we have contracts that are signed and that we should be updated. But if there's more work, like if these are goals that we're putting staff time to, like, working on, I think that goal in particular of getting that grant, going, getting the contract signed, and of course just continuing to monitor it. If we keep getting council updates, I'm good with that. And so this is just my suggestion. And I didn't actually plan to bring this up at this meeting, but I was thinking about it when I saw this agenda item, is that if we, I know that we have several backup goals or tennis balls that we have, but one thing that I would like our council to consider, and it could be a short-term goal, maybe for 2026 that we fill in, and that's knowing that we're looking to have the funds to continue or expand our recreation abilities, our programming. We know some of the things that were highlighted in the report were ARPA funds that we are spent, some of the things on Boys and Girls Club. We know that our pool is expensive. We know that our senior nutrition plan at our wonderful active adult center is kind of barely hanging on. And I say all that because I would like a goal to be for our council to look at the feasibility this coming year, maybe just looking at the feasibility, but putting some effort into that feasibility of perhaps a bond or a sales tax measure to increase our ability to have some wiggle room in our general fund spending. So, and I know that's not part of our backup goals, but I thought it would be a good time to bring it up since we're talking about this. And I want to clarify that. I think the goal should be looking at the feasibility. I wouldn't want the goal to be getting the result of it and carrying it through. I think this should be reevaluated after we understand the feasibility of such a thing. And I think the timing is really key on this. If we wanted to agree to this as a goal, to hit the ground running in 2026, of the potential for something maybe even on the 2026 ballot, or at least know that if we do want to do something for the ballot of 2028, what that planning would be. And then we could reevaluate, do we want to really make it a goal and go for it? But just the idea of feasibility, I would love to see that. That's my input.
Councilmember Broggie?
Yeah, your comments, Christina, are interesting. It's something that I've been mulling over and talking to other elected officials about in other areas, about creating a Parks and Rec district, the way Conejo has, or Simi Valley, some of the, and I agree with you completely that I think we're at the precipice where we need to figure out how to improve at a more rapid pace the parks and the facilities that we have currently. And I don't know what the constituents in our community overall how they would feel about that, but I think we need to start doing the research on this. And I mean, my thinking with regard to the city of Fillmore, characteristically, it's so geared towards the youth and the sports and activities for all of our kids. And I think that that's something, well, and adults as well, like talking about the bike path and, running that. But anyway, I think that would be a very lofty goal that we should start looking at and thinking seriously about. So, again, I've talked to a few people about it at this point. I have some information, but I'd love to see us move forward on at least researching this. So, so overall, though, with regard to the report on the goal setting, this is just astonishing for me to be able to sit back here now and see how far we've come. And it's nice to have it in this compact, very well-written and articulated report where we can look back 1 year. That seems like it was 2 weeks ago, that goal-setting session with the tennis balls and the way that it was amazing. I can't believe it's almost a year, and here we are, And we've got all sorts of things almost checked off completely, some things checked off. I had, in addition to the comments about the parks and the swimming pool and everything else, there was a couple other questions I had, if I can flip to my page real quick here. And again, it also piggybacks on what Christina had commented about the homeless situation. And I'd highlighted in reviewing my report earlier in the week that we've entered, the bullet point that's under goal 4, entered into a contract with Turning Point for case management services to help unhoused in the city. And that's something that I would like to hear more information about. You know, I'd like to hear detail on what that, the contract is and how we are communicating and participating in that. And Manny, you've been, you know, great about looking into that, and I've got some information from you, but I'd like to really stay on top of that and see, you know, what are we doing? And then the last little point on goal 4, staff is seeking bids to be able to issue a contract with a vendor for the river bottom cleanup. What is the status of that today? Maybe I missed that in your report, but.
Because we have to follow the procurement process, we
Right.
need to make sure that we go and request for bids. So Manny's been working through a list, and I think we have 3 bids now, right? We're close. We've received 2 bids so far. We had a couple of other vendors who came and looked at the facility, and they were not willing to provide us with a bid. So once we have all 3 bids, then we will work with Tiffany's office to award a contract and then make sure that we get the river bottom cleanup completed. I know that I stated that we would love to have it done before the end of the year, and I know that's a bit aggressive, but most likely that particular cleanup will happen sometime next year, but we have coordinated with Harrison to have another cleanup. I think that's happening soon, right, Manny? Oh, it's already happened? Okay, yeah, see? We talked about it 2 days ago, and it's already completed, so
And
thank you.
For clarity for anyone in the community listening to this, when we're talking cleanup, we're talking about cleaning up from the remnants of the homeless encampments that are there. We're not talking about cleaning out the Arundel at this point in stage of the game.
Correct.
So I want to make sure that that's made clear to the community. And again, just overall, I just want to reiterate that I think this past year, the staff has done such an amazing job on staying focused. And I love what I'm seeing. I really do. And I think, Erica, that, you know, you and your staff should be proud of the work that you're doing. So, good job.
Thank you. We are.
I just want to reiterate what my fellow council members said. They've said it all, and you guys are doing an amazing job. I mean, we have some outstanding individuals in all our departments. I mean, everywhere I look in here, I look at Manny, I look at Angel, Olivia, Joe, Kevin, you guys are amazing. Deborah, sorry about that. But you guys are all amazing, and your staff, you guys do a tremendous job, and we really, really, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for the hard work. And going back to the staff, to the report, it was excellent. What my fellow council members, Brogy and Villaseñor, Christina said, I reiterate, I really think we should go and delve deeper into that, our Parks and Rec, and what can we do to expand it and enrich the programs that we offer. How do we do that, and what is it going to take? I'm all for doing a feasibility study, as you said, and I don't know where to go from here. So,
Okay.
so anybody else have anything to say, or as far as our goals for 2026?
Yeah.
Are we fine, or do we want to tweak them, move them around, move a tennis ball up from?
No, I mean, at this point, no to that, but on the parks and a possible district, I'm wondering if, and I don't know if this is a point in time to do that, but I'd like to see a committee set up, an ad hoc committee, where we can really start focusing on this.
Okay.
Yes, Councilmember.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that, you know, we talked about in my comments, I said, you know, hey, I'm good with all the goals as they exist, and we probably just need a little bit of tweaking. The one area that I think we should look at maybe some tweaking, we adopted the 2025 Building Code and Wildland Urban Interface requirements and the 2025 Fire Code. And I think going along with that, I think we need to have a goal in there, because some of the new legislation that's come out of Sacramento regarding those topics specifically address how communities can harden their neighborhoods. And I believe there's funding for that as well. So I would like to see us, since we are in the middle of, you know, a high-risk area for fires, I think it's really important that we look into what the state has provided from a legislative as well as a monetary standpoint, so that we can help harden our community against fire.
So, Mayor Pro Tem Guernica, I'm looking at the list of future goals, and that would align under emergency preparedness. So what I'm hearing is that you would like for us to move the emergency preparedness and perhaps replace it with public engagement, because we will continue doing that. I just want to make sure that we keep to the 5 goals that are the primary, with the understanding that the community engagement is not going anywhere. We will continue doing that. After we reach the 500 subscribers for our newsletter, which I am manifesting we will, we are going to assess with staff and seeing the frequency. Right now we're doing it quarterly, but we can look at whether we can increase the frequency to continue, you know, transparency and information out to the community. So does that sound like a good plan, or?
I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, to me, it's a critical thing that, you know, we face uniquely as a community, so.
And during our goal session,
Yeah,
goal setting session, that was one of them.
It was one of the high ones, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So my comments are in agreement with that, of bringing up the, you know, emergency preparedness tennis ball, I'd say, but just pickleball. That, along with, as our city manager Erika stated, that, you know, enhanced public communication and community engagement isn't going anywhere. I think that under goal number 4, that the homelessness and doing the ERF grant, I mean, that's also, to me, it's not going anywhere. We're entering into contracts. It is a current project, and we have a policy of getting an update every council meeting in public to the 5 of us, and then, of course, any really deep delve updates that we want as individual council members with our city manager and assistant city manager. So
Preference?
yeah, or I could make it into were you into a motion already, John, or we're just still discussing?
I think we're still in discussion.
Okay, so my contribution to the discussion and what I would propose is actually keeping goals 1, 2, and 3, but replacing goals 4 and 5 with placing goal number 4, let's just say, with emergency preparedness and swapping that out, and replacing goal number 5 with for staff to work on a feasibility study about funding parks, landscape. I think Carrie had said districts, just sort of actually spending some staff time to delve into that. That's my input. It's not a motion yet.
I like that, Carrie.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're not talking apples and oranges here. We're talking about my vision for the Parks and Rec is to actually create a district. And what that would entail is we'd have to get signatures first in order to get it on the ballot. And, you know, we're already up against the gun even for November next year election. But there's a lot of steps that are required to do that. So I'm not talking about simply trying to find a way to bring in more funding or grants or things like that to enhance our Parks and Recs programs here. I'm talking about literally creating a district. They would run all our Parks and Recs, but it would require approval by the constituents via a ballot, because there would be a somewhat of an increase on the tax situation.
But Carrie, my understanding was originally you proposed it as a feasibility study to see what does that entail, And,
Right.
and I'm good with that being
Yeah.
a goal, because to me, that's not actually moving forward with doing something, it's looking at the feasibility of doing that.
Right, I mean, ultimately, I think that's where we would end up, but I think at the beginning with the feasibility study, what we would be
Right.
doing is looking at what other options are there. If we don't have to go, the full 9 yards and get it on the ballot, fine, but I just see us,
Well, I think
still-
timing too is a big issue too.
It is a huge issue.
So, I mean, that's why, to me, is very attractive. The feasibility thing that you mentioned is very attractive, because we're not committing to, in 2026, November, we're going to have it on the ballot. It's, let's go into this with eyes wide open, and what is the timing going to look like? What is the resource going to look like? That I'm good with.
Yeah, and again, maybe this is still something that's going to have to come back on another agenda item with, and I don't want to put any more on the plate of staff, but, on an agenda soon. I don't even know if we have to do that. I mean, I can keep doing homework that I've been doing.
I think if we make it a goal, a feasibility study of what sales tax for a landscape district, sales tax / bond measure for community programs, just to study those things.
For 2026.
Yeah, or,
Right?
yeah, a feasibility study.
So just to be clear, what we're talking about is, we're saying we would like to put a goal in to, during the year of 2026, for staff to examine what it would require to look at how we would enhance our parks financially, right? In other words, how would we have a funding, some kind of new funding structure
Funding source,
for our
right,
parks?
structure.
Either,
Landscape.
taxes or, whatever. That's what we're looking at or asking staff to do for 2026. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yeah.
Or did I not? Carrie, you're kind of looking at
To me, it's clear.
And I'm hesitant because this has been something, like, as I said, I've been mulling over for a while now. And aside from looking into potential grants, and I'm sure there are grants out there, but in my thinking is that ultimately we're going to end up looking hard at doing parks and rec, a district that operates all of our programs, all of our parks, which would require going to the voters. I think we're going to quickly get to that point, that recognition, that acknowledgement. If we do a feasibility study, in advance, that's going to be the outcome regardless. And if we could circumvent that as much as possible and shorten that time period, so we can, realistically meeting it, the November 2026 election would be difficult. But I think that's
really, really difficult.
It would be.
If I can interject. I mean, because we have to get it to the county by like July or probably June, the end of June. So if
The
you were just
signatures,
going through putting it, the measure on the ballot,
Right.
we'll call the election, and if you want to put something on the ballot, that's when you would do it. So I think what Mayor Pro Tem Garnica is saying about the goal for 2026 being looking at the feasibility would be great, and then that way you have 2027 to start educating the public
the whole thing.
and moving forward, so that by 2028 it could be on the ballot.
I'm not that patient.
I know, but it's a giant lift.
It's a big lift. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I think if we get feedback on the feasibility, we'll probably learn that from a consultant potentially.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
And the city of Ventura just awarded a contract not too long ago to look at the feasibility for their city. So I'm sure I could probably put together an RFP. I would just put an RFP out there and see what we get back from the consultants in the area, and then bring that back via contract and staff report, and then start working with the consultant.
Somebody want to make a motion?
All right, I'll make a motion that we stay with our goals 1, 2, and 3, and for 2026 we revise our 4th and 5th goals to be 1, a feasibility study of Parks District community service programming, and goal number 5 being emergency preparedness. That's my motion.
I got a second?
I'll second.
Three
Everyone.
seconds.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Did we get all that?
Thank you.
Thank you. So moving on to item 9F, adoption of the fiscal year 2026-2027 recognized obligation payment schedule, ROPS, for the period of July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027.
Hello, this item 9F is directed to the City of Fillmore Successor Agency. Good evening, Chair and member of the Successor Agency Board of Directors. I'm Deborah Cavaletto, Finance Director. Staff recommends the approval of the attached of the staff report, recognized obligation payment schedule, or ROPS, and the administration budget, and authorize the Executive Director, who is the City Manager, or her designee, to submit the ROPS and administrative budget for the period July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027 for review and approval by the Ventura County Consolidated Oversight Board, or VCCOB, and the California Department of Finance, or the DOF, and authorize the Executive Director or her designee to make any changes as needed directed by the VCCOB or DOF. By law, successor agencies must prepare and adopt an annual ROPS listing all obligations of the former redevelopment agency. Agency staff has prepared the ROPS along with a yearly administration budget, which, if approved this evening, will be submitted to the VCCOB for the January 28th, 2026 meeting. The total budget requested by our agency is $3,722,776. The amount will pay the debt services outstanding, other related costs, and $57,117 of an admin budget. Once VCCOB approves, our agency staff will submit it to the DOF by February 1st, 2026, with the final determination of our budget scheduled to be done by April 15th, 2026. Budget amendments can be requested by the VCCOB or the Department of Finance for a period between October 1st of 2026 to November 15th of 2026. Approval ensures that the successor agency will be allocated enough property tax revenues to make required debt obligation payments, honor other financial obligations, and recoup its administrative costs. This item meets the city and successor agency's goal in the area of fiscal management. This is the end of my presentation, and I'm available for questions.
Anybody have questions for Deborah? Discussion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Okay. I'll move to recommend both items 1 and 2.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? A second. Do we have a motion and a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Moving on to item 9G, New Commune DTLA LLC versus City of Redondo Beach Appeal, Senior Amicus in Redondo Beach.
I'll be
Case
presenting
pending.
this item, Mayor. As most of you know, every 8 years, cities are required to update the housing element portion of their general plan. It's a very extensive process that requires cities to prepare a plan to comply with many, many legal requirements, one of which is to show that the city has sites available for development or redevelopment that can accommodate a certain number of housing units that the state decides to attribute to that agency. When the city prepares its plan, it submits it to the California Department of Housing and Community Development, who reviews it and gives feedback, sometimes, usually requires changes, and then eventually certifies it. And then when it's certified, the city is able to approve new development, as well as the city is insulated from developers seeking something called a builder's remedy, which allows builders to build certain types of residential projects in places and of sizes that the city wouldn't typically allow. So cities try really hard to get a certified housing element. Fillmore got its housing element certified earlier this year, and we're very happy about it. So in Redondo Beach, they went through that process and got a certified housing element, but then a developer sued the city and said that part of the way they created the site inventory that showed that they could meet the number was by creating an overlay zone over a commercial and industrial area. And the developer said that did not comply with state law and that the housing element should be decertified. Unfortunately, a court of appeal agreed with them. The trial court said, no, you're wrong, HCD certified it, the city's good. But then the court of appeal said, we disagree and we think that violates state law. Cities everywhere are upset because there's about 250 cities that have done one of these overlay zones to comply. Fillmore did, but we can show even without the overlay zone that we have the sites available, so we'd probably be okay if someone challenged us. But who knows where this is going. So the League of California Cities is organizing a group of cities to file a friend of the court brief to the California Supreme Court to say, please take up this case and consider this, because the League of California Cities believes that HCD should be the only entity that is allowed to decide whether a housing element is certified or not, that courts should be ruling on these matters. The cities should only have to answer to one overseer on this issue. So the request before you tonight is whether Fillmore should sign its name onto this brief and join that group or not. It's expected that HCD will also be doing its own amicus brief to the Supreme Court, asking them to hear the case and to rule the same way the cities want to. There's no expense to the city. The league is just hoping to add as many city names as possible. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you. Questions?
Well, so I guess commentary. It's very interesting that it's developer sued. So the developer, just so I understand, their argument is in that for a city to put an overlay zone on, could be commercial zoning or industrial zoning, takes away potential for.
So
yeah.
interesting that's
Okay.
not. So there's a lot of residential developers who are suing cities on different angles about housing elements, in part to stop other residential housing, or in this case, they might be doing it to, because if Redondo Beach's housing element is decertified, then they could come in with a builder's remedy project. And so their argument here is, because you use this overlay zone over commercial and residential, those sites might never be developed as residential, and so you're not really showing that you can create the number of units that is designated for Redondo Beach.
And then, hence, you're decertifying your element. Hence, we can come in with builder's remedy.
Because, as this council knows, it's a long process. It requires public hearings, planning commission, council, review, revision. So, it would create a giant window for people to come in to a city like Redondo Beach, and there'd be enough time for a developer to draw up an application and submit. And yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. Thank you.
Would it be appropriate or inappropriate to have Kevin weigh in on this? I would love to hear his opinion.
Sure.
Sorry, Kevin.
I was very interested to know what you were going to say. I think you're reading my mind.
We're not in this situation in the city of Fillmore. We don't have residential overlays on top of commercial zones. So, but we would be adding our name to this to provide clarity. I'm not a great fan of HCD. That's my opinion. I'll leave it at that.
That says it all for me. Yeah, to me, again, this is another control from coming down through the courts in this case, not Sacramento necessarily, but I don't like, I would agree, let's add our names to this. That'd be my motion.
I agree. Anybody else?
Yeah, taking away local control, another form.
Agreed.
I agreed.
Can we have a motion?
I will make a motion to add a friend of the brief to this.
Amicus
Try to be
brief.
more specific. Yeah. To join in on this new commune, DTLA LLC versus City of Redondo Beach. amicus brief.
There's a motion, there's a second.
I'll second that.
And we have a first, motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed? None. Motion passes. Thank you. Moving on to item 9H, authorization to purchase and install replacement exhaust fans and ductwork at the Fillmore Aquatic Center.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If you don't know Shannon Godfrey Prentice, she's a senior management analyst in the Public Works Department. This is her project, and she regrets not being able to make it tonight, and she asked me to present on this item. This is regarding the exhaust fan and ductwork replacement that's, really needed at the Aquatic Center. The request is for City Council to authorize the purchase and installation of a replacement exhaust fan and associated ductwork due to the system deterioration and safety needs. The exhaust fan serving the chlorination and acid storage room has significantly deteriorated and reached the end of its useful life. Failure to replace the system risks chemical corrosion, poor air quality, and damage to the facility infrastructure. We have utilized our purchasing power through our procurement process through Sourcewell, and we've reached out to ACO, we've done some work with in the past. A roofing project comes to mind, and they are capable of doing this type of work for us. So the benefits, through the ACO work, they're going to be delivering and the required equipment and materials. They're going to be isolating, just doing the prep work for the coming new fan. The chemical resistant material is PVC. It'll last longer, longer service life, and reduce maintenance needs at the facility. Restore and improve ventilation enhancement, and the Sourcewell Cooperating Purchasing meets the public procurement requirements. The total fiscal impact of the project is $47,590.57. It is funded in the fiscal year 25-26 budget under the Public Building Improvement Fund. And that concludes this report. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have about the project.
Question?
Yeah, from here. Joe, the funding is there under the Public Building Improvement Fund, but was it itemized as such an expenditure specific for this project?
We did know about this fan and needing to be replaced. Yes, we did.
Okay.
plan
And
for
then the other question, is there any funding that we can have the school contribute to it in our shared use of the pool?
I believe we exceeded the amount for this current year.
Okay. Then no, thank you.
Thank you. Great questions. Anybody else?
No. You answered my question. That was the same one about the school district. Okay.
Okay, then I will make a motion, if we're ready for a motion.
Yes.
Are you entertaining a motion, Mayor?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
you.
I make a motion to authorize the purchase and installation of replacement exhaust fans, associated ductwork at the Aquatic Center by ACCO Engineered Systems, and approve a contract in a form approved by the city attorney's office.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving
Thank
on
you.
to item 9I, approval of task order for construction management services, project specification number 25-03A for well number 10 drilling and well number 5 destruction.
Thank you. This is a request for an approval of construction management task order with Wilden Engineering for project specification number 2503A, which includes the drilling of well 10 and the deconstruction of well number 5. As a reminder, on October 28th, the City Council awarded a construction contract for this project to West Coast Well Drilling. The project is expected to take 75 working days, and construction management support is needed throughout the duration to ensure that work is completed safely, efficiently, and according to specifications. Willdan Engineering currently serves as our city contract engineering firm under our 2023 City Engineering Services Agreement. Under the agreement, any new major assignments requires a mutually approved task order. Willdan has successfully provided construction management on a number of recent city projects, which includes city street resurfacing projects, the City Hall Plaza rehabilitation, the Mountain View sidewalk extension, subdivision improvement projects, and the emergency sewer repair project on C Street and 126. Given their familiarity with the standards and processes, the staff is recommending utilization of Willdan for this project as well. The task order outlines the scope of work, staffing, schedule, and billing rates. It is a time and material contract with an amount not to exceed $54,804. Funding for both construction and construction management components of this project is already included in the adopted 25-26 budget, so no additional appropriation is required. This project supports a number of the council's goals and core values. That concludes my report. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, questions? No? Okay, can I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 9J, review of fiscal year 2024-2025 development impact fees and annual 5-year report and consideration of resolution number 25-4087, making findings regarding unexpended development impact fees. Hello again.
Hello. Good evening, council members. Mayor Mendez. I'm Deborah Cavaletto, Finance Director. Item 9J has staff requesting review and file of the FY 2024-2025 Developer Impact Fee Report and adopt resolution number 25-4087, which makes findings required by state law to allow the city to retain the unexpended DIF funds that were collected over 5 years. Government Code Section 66,000 authorizes public entities such as the City of Fillmore to establish and collect DIF to fund the cost of new or upgraded public facilities needed as a result of new development. The city has 10 categories of DIF as described in the staff report and in the DIF report, as well as varying methods used to calculate the amounts of DIF fees. Additionally, the Section 66,000 requires the public agencies to report fee information yearly within 180 days after the end of the fiscal year. City Council will be required to make findings to identify the imposed fees and the reasonable relationship of the fee to the intended facilities uses. These required findings will allow the city to carry forward unexpended DIF fees collected more than 5 years prior to the end of the fiscal year. The amount of unexpended over 5-year fund is approximately $4.3 million. This item meets the city's goal in the area of financial management. This is the end of my presentation, and I'm available for questions.
Thank you, Deborah. Any questions?
Yes, so I'm going to ask the newbie question here. Although I guess my time as newbie is up. But,
What?
So theoretically, if the council decided not to do this, what would the city be forced to do with those funds would we give them up? Would they be forced to be spent? What would happen?
Those actually would have to be then calculated and dispersed back.
Really? So ones that are more than 5 years old?
Yes.
So we'd have to give it back to the developers? Oh, we don't want that.
Any questions?
Okay.
No? Anybody want to make a motion?
Well, that being said, I'll make a motion. Yes, that we, the city council adopts both 1 and 2. The review of the development impact fee, of course, and then number 2, the approving resolution number 25-4087, making the findings required by state law with respect to a portion of the DIF funds that are unexpended and were allocated over 5 years ago, and to accept the DIF report.
Okay, we got a motion and a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Moving on to item number 10, city manager report, verbal report.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a reminder to the community that City Hall will be closed effective December 24th, so on Christmas Eve through January 1st. However, on January 2nd is a closed Friday, so I wanted to point out that City Hall will reopen its doors on January 5th, which is a Monday. We hope that the staff that does not get to work can reset and recharge during this time to come with the batteries charged so that we can continue working hard next year. If Public Works will still continue working if there's an emergency, I thank you, Public Works. We appreciate you. And any emergencies, you can just call the emergency line, and we'll make sure to publish the information on Channel 10. We'll put out a notice on the Gazette, social media, and our website. This is the second year that we're doing this. Coffee with the executive team, as I mentioned earlier, that will be happening this Friday, December 12th at 10 a.m. here in the council chambers. We hope to see residents coming to engage and meet your executive team. The community toy giveaway, starting on Friday, the 12th, for the sensory group, that will be at 4 p.m. And then on Saturday will be just for the general giveaway that will be starting at 9 a.m. There will be also Christmas caroling done with the fire chief on Sunday. And I believe that will start at 5 o'clock, you said, Chief? Okay. So at 5 o'clock, I'll make sure to send out an email to everyone in the council just to remind you. And just remind the public that we have already published our newsletter, so please subscribe. We want to continue to keep you informed and engaged. This year, we will also be conducting park closures. We haven't quite finalized the dates, but we're trying to minimize the impact that it has with the residents. So Public Works will be communicating that to our office, and then our office will be disseminating the information. We're being conscious about the closure, so it will be happening when we have the least usage, so most likely end of year, beginning of next year. But once we have the final dates, and the parks will put out information to the community. And then the next business roundtable is scheduled on Monday, February 2nd at 8:30 a.m. The location is still to be determined, but we will make sure to provide you with that as soon as we receive confirmation. We will continue to provide you with more detailed updates about our homeless efforts. I can tell you that Turning Point case management will be starting next year, but I will just defer that to Manny in January so that he can provide a more detailed update for the council once the case management has actually already started. We will continue to work to provide you with those updates every meeting so that we can keep you informed, and as well as any community engagement efforts. I just want to wish all the residents happy holidays. We hope that you stay safe and have fun with your family, and that concludes my updates. Thank you, council.
I just want to make a plug for the Christmas caroling on Sunday evening. This is if you haven't done it, if there are any new members on council who've never done this before, or existing council members, it really is an experience, and it's not so much the singing, obviously, we don't do that very well. But we travel all over, thanks to the fire department, travel all over Fillmore giving away toys. And when you see the kids come out in the neighborhoods and stand in their pajamas and they're, you know, they're just, it's just so heartwarming and just such a thrill. And it's definitely one of the highlights of my holiday season.
Yes.
And so I just encourage, you know, everyone to come on out, jump on the wagon or whatever we're riding in. What are we riding in?
A sleigh.
And usually on bales of hay we're sitting on, so it's kind of like a hay ride. But anyway, it really is fun. Bring family out, bring friends out. There's, last year we had two wagons or whatever we were being pulled on.
Sleighs.
So, sleighs, okay. But I just encourage you all to participate, and it's just like I said, a highlight of my holiday season, so thank you.
Ditto. I totally agree. Thank you for saying that. And with that, we will adjourn to our next regularly scheduled meeting at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, January 13th, 2026.